Welcome back. Alphawisdom here. I'm Mystic Cassandria, and this is 102 lesson. Okay, I trust that you had a great weekend and we're ripping and raring to go. All right, today we're going to be analyzing, of course, as I told you in the previous lesson, that we will be analyzing the hands of well-known people. As I find them, I'll share them with you. And today we have a big one. This is a rock singer, very well known. He started out in the 60s with the same time as the Beatles, and he continued on. He's still performing. The Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger. I think many of you have heard of him. Well, that's who we have today. Now, this is going to take some time because there's as much to see, so just be prepared. Okay, let's get started. I have 3 photos of this gentleman, and I was trying to find something that was very clear for you, and certainly clear enough that I could see. Okay, overall, when I look at the hand, it's amazing that you could see success for this person at a very young age. And that's because of his Apollo line. Apollo line certainly shows the one at the bottom. I will be referring to them as top, right, and bottom, where he has on the cap. I hope you could see that. If not, it's there. Okay? So that Apollo line runs just below the base of the ring finger and all the way down to near the wrist, certainly in the moon area. It's not in the area, but it's parallel to it, we could say. So he was destined to be famous, world famous. Another thing to notice is certainly the picture at the bottom, photo at the bottom, you can see that the ring finger is taller than the index finger. In fact, it's very close to the height of the middle finger. That's another indication because the ring finger Apollo represents the person who's talented, with sometimes many talents, and is seen before the public. The confidence is there because the index finger is almost the same height. It's not much difference. All right, well, let's get started. This is a fire hand. Long wrist or rectangular shape, and the fingers are not as long. We count from the middle finger, remember? Okay, so it's definitely Apollo. This is a person that takes risks and must be seen, must be out there, okay? Another thing I noticed with him, look at his fingers. The fingers are smooth. You don't see the knotted joints. And there is a difference in the size of the lower flange, that's the third section, especially the ring finger. And we also can see it, if you look at the one to the right, somewhat with the index finger, and also a little pudginess in the little finger. That would be the photo on the right. And remember, the bottom flange represents indulgence, overdoing it. In this case, with food, drinks, and probably drugs. I say probably, I'm not factual, but his reputation is certainly in that category. But I always look for what do the fingers say. It says an excess in the sensuousness of his life. And sensual has to do with the senses, how you feel, the taste, the touch, all of those things. It's overindulgence there. Okay? Let's go on. Let's take a look in the palm itself. The right hand, and we don't see the left hand. He's always waving with his right hand, so we can be pretty much sure that he is right-handed. But the joining together of the headline and the lifeline at the beginning, you see that? It's joined together until his late teens, almost age 20. This means he is cautious, and usually with the caution now, I didn't mention before, but it's like a healthy caution, using common sense, trying to be careful in spite of being a risk taker. You follow? Okay. All right. Now you'll notice that in the last or bottom photo, look at that lower flange in all of the other photos. It's a little pudgy or plump. That shows indulgence, excessive. But the bottom photo shows he's grown up a bit. He is not as into that. He's an older man now. So those bulges are moving away. That sounds to me like he is moving away from the excess he went through. He had enough of it. Now he's taking another look at it. I notice also that he has a health line. You may see it a little bit, but it's more obvious if you look at it through a magnifying glass, and you could really see it. But it becomes more obvious or more defined the older he gets. So there is more concern for the health. All right? Okay, let's go on. Let's take a look at his, you have that, there's a line jotting out. You see it at the bottom photo. It's below the heart line. It's a short line, very well defined. Some people have it, some people don't. That simply means that the person has made efforts to do something and was unsuccessful. That's what it means. Unsuccessful efforts. We haven't seen that one before. Okay, going on. Now notice the headline. The headline dips down toward the lunar area. And that simply means he is a creative person. That's obvious. He's in music. He's written much of his material. He has used his imagination. And he's got a good intuition because the lower part, you can see it most strongly in the photo to the right. Across from the thumb ball, that is the lunar area, and the lower part represents the intuition. The lowest part is intuition, above that creativity, and then we have the imagination. So he uses his intuition quite frequently. And you'll also notice he doesn't have knotty fingers. And a sign of that is a person that goes on impulse rather than takes time to think it over very carefully. Should I do it this way or try it that way? No, he follows the impulse. And that's another sign of the fire sign. Okay? So the fate line goes up. Remember, the fate line is the line that goes toward the middle finger. This one starts connected to the lifeline. So that shows he had support when he first started out with the career. It could have been financial or just encouragement, but it's support. And it goes straight. It's a good, well-defined line that heads to the middle finger. So he's very focused. He knew what he wanted to do and he headed forward. Since that line is still strong, just at the base of the little finger, that means he has the potential to continue going as long as he wants. And one other thing, look in the thumb ball. The thumb ball shows two vertical lines. Looks like indentations, but they're lines going at an angle. two. They don't come to the edge of the lifeline, but they start right at the base of the little finger. You see those two lines? Okay, that indicates loyalty. Loyalty. So there are two lines indicating two people that he is loyal to. It doesn't tell you who the loyalty is toward, but it just indicates loyalty there. All right? Okay, so we have here a heart line that goes up. It doesn't go up that much, but it's starting a curve up. So looking through at it carefully, there's not that much disruption in any of the lines. A little disruption between the lifeline and the headline at the beginning, and that's kind of normal. But other than that, there is no other problem or indication that he had heartbreaks. Well, I'm sure he had them, but not to the point where it would hurt him and to show in the fingers. So here's a person that's active. There's not much gap between the fingers. We have a little gap between index and middle finger, and that simply shows that he does listen to others. He gets the feedback, and the decision is made with the group or whomever it is he's listening to. There's a little gap in the little finger independence there, but not to the extreme. He makes a decision and go ahead. It's interesting too, between the middle finger and the ring finger. This is a man that keeps his finance, his business to himself. He does it. He's not going to tell you, in other words. He keeps it to himself. That's something that's private. Okay? And the last thing is the angle between the thumb and the index finger shows average. Average. And we could see he could be a little generous, but certainly he uses his head with it. He just doesn't just give it. All right? He's not a person that's just going to give. It's just not in him to do that. He uses his head. Okay. Well, we're going to come at an end on this one. I hope you understood it. And you look forward to the next one because there will be another one. We're having 3 videos this week, as I promised you. And it will be on someone famous. All right? But I was excited to get to do this one. He's a very interesting person. Okay. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, share, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I wish you well and be safe, of course. Be happy too. Bye.